It's masterclass time, and I tell you what, I have been buzzing about this masterclass ever since I came up with the idea about a week and a half ago. So to give you the background, I think it was sometime week before last, I had the metallic ink pads in a show. Also, that same week, I was playing with our metallic pens on HSN. And it's just, you know, when you get products out that you haven't played with for a few months, and I was like, I totally forgot how awesome these were. And I was going through all the samples. I was like, there is so much you can do with these. Then I had a brainwave. We need to do a masterclass. So I've done a whole metallic masterclass that is a mashup between our colossal metallic ink pads, and I'm going to show you so much stuff you can do with them, and my favourites, our metallic pens. So go nowhere. I have got the most unbelievable 2 hours planned for you. This is going to be the show, by the way, that you come back and watch over and over and over again. I know that hundreds, if not thousands of you watching out there have the metallic pens and the metallic ink pads, so you're going to be able to craft along with me, whether it's live now or whether it's when you watch this back. But I promise you, this is absolutely a show not to be missed. And if you've got these products, I can be taking all of your questions live. I'm at your disposal for the next 2 hours. Joe's going to be keeping a tab on the iPad. Make sure you're chatting along with us live on the Crafters TV Facebook page. Now, talking of Joe, he has literally pulled out all the stops. He has been over the warehouse. He's been on the phone to people who are working from home, organising our shows, to pull this off for you, and he has done it. Go on, Joe, I'll not steal your thunder. You tell him.
Oh, yes, the apron. Well, it all came around when we did the HSN preview a couple of weeks ago, and the apron was on. Then I was like, hang on, where's our aprons? Why have we got any aprons? So what we did was we worked really, really hard to put this together for you, to bring you, exclusively for our Crafters TV customers, the apron. We've worked really, really hard. We've got some in stock right now. The stock is live over on the website. I did a little preview on my Facebook page this morning. On the back of that, 10% of the stock has already sold out and gone. Now, we're going to have enough for this show, so don't panic, because I don't want you to panic and rush through and check out with this and then pay double postage, because you're definitely going to want to come back and get the stuff that Sara's got as well. So pop it in your basket now, get over to the website, watch and shop at the same time, get this put in your basket. If it gets to a point in this show where we get to over half the stock gone, I will let you know that it's time that you need to move towards the checkout and check it out. Thing is, it was meant to be on tonight's show as well as today's show, so who knows what we'll have left when we get to the show this evening. But you've definitely got time, because I know you're going to want to definitely stock up on all of these beautiful ink pads that we've got. Now, Sara has been so excited about this masterclass. Any questions that you've got, the whole thing about the masterclass concept is that we all learn together at the same time. So you can get in touch with us over on social media. I'll be monitoring the comments on our Crafters TV Facebook page. But why, of all the masterclasses, Sara, has this been the one that you've been so excited to do?
There's just so much you can do in the field of metallicness stuff, right? Let's have a look. This is, by the way, me rationing down how many samples I'm going to show you, right? So when it comes to the metallic pens, I'm going to be showing you some basic metallic colouring. We're going to be doing some background washes. We're also going to be doing some spritzing. So if you haven't done this technique before, you're going to absolutely love it. We're going to be colouring onto acetate and vellum. We're going to be doing some stamping with this and drawing out the colour. Loads of stuff we can be doing. Then we're going to be doing some playing with the pens. I'm going to be showing you some colouring onto acetate. Oh, do you know what I'm really excited to show you? We're going to be doing some colouring onto glass, right? So this, look at how awesome this project here is. It's got the lovely little flowers on, it's got the little butterflies. I'm going to be teaching you how to do this, and look what I found in the sample box. Oh yes. How amazing does that look? Can you see if I just turn it behind? It's got the letters for Mum on it. We'll have a good look at that a little bit later, and I'll show you how to do this effect just need to print out some letters on your printer at home and stick them on. Be a great project you could do with the kids, this one as well. So like I said, I have got a whole thing. Do you want to see my list of what I'm going to show you today? This is my list. I'm literally, that's what? 20 demos, right, I told you it's going to be a busy couple of hours, and that's not adding in all the stuff that you email me and ask me to show you while we're live on the show, right? So I'll get ready for the first demo. What I've done, because I'm so good to you guys, right, we've got an amazing deal on the ink pads, but then what I've done is I've also done a technique bundle, so that if you want to do all of the techniques I'm going to show you, I've picked out the best stencil, 3D embossing folder, dies for you to use with this concept. And then I've done the same with the pens. We've got an awesome 3 for 2 on the pens, but then a technique bundle that goes with the pens as well. So I know what a lot of people are doing is wanting to buy exactly what I'm using on the show, get it home and do exactly the same techniques as me. So I have planned through all of that for you. Isn't that right, Joe?
Yes, it is indeed. I'm going to take you through absolutely everything that you've got on the show. So we're going to start with the Midas ink pads. They are metallic pigment ink pad. There's a lot that you can do with these, and Sara's going to take you through it all as we go through the show. So I want to run through the colours that you're going to get. So you're going to get in here the rose gold, you've got the platinum, and the blush. They are so shiny, which is amazing. You've then got the pink lace, the rose satin, and the blue organza. And you're also going to get the red garnet, the jade green, and the amethyst. You're also going to get the one that I don't have a sample of here is the bronze. You are going to get the bronze too. That's what takes you up to 10 of these ink pads. Now it's £40 if you're in the UK, or $65 if you're in the US. Now that is a lot of ink pads for the money, because if you bought them individually, well, you've got 20% saving when you get them all together, which is fantastic. So there's lots that you can do with these. I know a lot of you will already have these. If you've already got them, let me know in the comments exactly why you love them, what you love doing with them, because we've sold thousands, tens of thousands of these collections. So lots of you already have these. Now, the technique kit that Sara's talking about, this is what we've got here. So Sara's gone through and handpicked all of the things that you might want to create wonderful projects using these. So you've got an embossing folder in here. You're going to get a couple of the stencils in here as well. So you're going to get the vines, you're going to get the trellis. Going to give you some stamps. So you're going to get one of our rubber stamp collections. You're also going to get 2 of our acrylic stamp collections as well. Now you can get all of that at £20 or $30 to get that lot. And that again is over 20% saving that you've got on that individual collection. Now, after that, the markers, the metallic markers. So there's 3 packs for you in this collection. So you're going to get 18 markers in total, which makes that a great price, as you can see. So what you've got is you've got the rare minerals, which is this one here. You're also going to get the antique elements, and finally, the other collection is the precious metals there for you, which you've got. So you're going to get all of those, which is great. And then if you want to go for a technique collection to go with that, absolutely you can. In this technique kit, you're going to get the lilies. The lilies? I don't know what lilies are. The lilies, these are a brand new stencil. These were only just launched last week on Create and Craft. You're going to get not one of our rubber stamp sets, but 2 of the rubber stamp sets included in there. You're also going to get an acrylic stamp in here, and you're going to get one of our expression sentiments with the removable outside edge. You can get all of that lovely lot for £20. So individually, the deals are amazing on all of the individual collections. However, we know that you super fans out there are going to want to get everything, because you're going to see how it works beautifully together. Now, when you get all the collections together, on top of the discount we've already given you, we give you another 15% off. So £90 gets you pretty much everything on the show, which is great value for money, or $130. 5% of the stock has already gone just on the preview there since we've come. Actually, 10% of the stock now has gone. Johnny's telling me we've got enough for now. But definitely, I think you need to think about ordering in the first half of the show, I would say, especially if you want the best collection, because of course, maybe when that's gone, you might be able to get the ink pads, or you might be able to get individual bits, but if you want the lot, which I know so many of you will, get it all together at the same time. Now would be a great time to order. craftscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu, depending on where you are. I'll be monitoring the comments. Shall we say who's saying hello? I can see Karen is here. Debbie from Ohio. Ohio, Debbie. Lynn is saying good morning from Essex. Marianne in Kentucky. Johnny's a fan of the Ohio. Christine is saying morning from a sunny Derby, and I can see Tammy is here in San Diego. If you've got the ink pads already, let me know what you love doing with them. But for now, Sara's like a coiled spring on the other side of the studio, so I'm going to hand you back over.
I am absolutely raring to go on these. Before I start with anything on those metallic ink pads, I want you to see just how vibrant the colours are. Now, look at this card here. Look at that. That's the metallic sheen that we're talking about, okay? Do you know how we do this? All this is a bit of black card. Let's get a couple of the colours out. So you've got that lovely blue. We've got, oh my life, the lilac, which I love. I just love that we can do all of these. Let's get the platinum. Let's get a little bit of the pink out as well. Oh, the pink lace. And look what all these are, right? Doing that background that we saw is just, here's your ink pad. Look how nice and spongy they are, right? So you're just picking plenty of ink up onto your little round blenders and literally just doing some little swirls. Can you see how the first one's quite intense and then the next one's a little bit soft? We can actually build up the layers of colour if you want to go really intense with it. So there's your nice blue. Oh, the amethyst. I do love a bit, well, you know I love a bit of purple. You guys know what I'm like, okay? So look at the variation in the colour here. And again, you want to build it up. You do a couple of layers over the top. Look how intensive those colours are. And I want you to see it when we tilt it to the light. That is what is so awesome about these. Now, I'm pretty chuffed at the fact that as a company, we've been able to do the metallics, not just in metallic colours, but in your colours. Is that ridiculous way to say it? The purples and the pinks, to be able to do them in all those shades as well, just shows you, look at this, how much, it just shows you how we've been able to get that intensity of colour, but the different colour pigmentation. That is just how you would do a background like this, which I think is just a pretty awesome background. Now, they are ink pads, so I'm going to do the traditional with them. I'm going to pop them down here, a couple of the colours. I love that you get all the colours in the set as well and you're not choosing. Should we just do some stamping, right? So let's have a look. I've got here one of the stamps in the collection. The best antiques are old friends. Love that, right? So are you going to fit on? I'm going to put on this on the slightly larger rocker block. Do you know why I'm doing that? So that I don't get ink down the sides, right? So if I want to stamp with my blue organza, for example, right? Look how incredibly juicy these are. Now, if in doubt, I just sometimes take a little bit because I can be a little bit gung-ho, guys. You know what I'm like, right? So I sometimes just err on the side of caution and take off the excess there. And I'm going to stamp this along here. The best antiques are old friends. And you can see how intensive it's when you see it bouncing off the light, right? Now, this is going to work. I've got a lovely butterfly here as well. It's going to work with different colours. This looks to me, is it going to stick or is it going to need a bit of a, yeah, I think it just needs a bit of a spritz. If you have, like me, stamps and you've just got them a little bit messy with all sorts on them, right, just pop a little bit of our repositionable adhesive spray onto the back of them and you can absolutely just give them a bit of a revival in terms of a bit of stickiness on there, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a little bit of purple in the middle and then let's go with some nice blue. Mix the colours in. We'll have a bit of blue round the outside. And then can you see I've got a little bit of ink down the edges. Just going to clean that up. We're going to stamp with these. And because they're a watercolour ink pad, I can bring in a little bit of water now and actually start watercolouring with this and just move the ink out a little bit. Can you see that? Oh, it's just giving me a little bit of a hint of that ink moving out. But I want you to see, if I just bring that, I'll bring that in for the close-up, should I? Absolutely. Camera guy and all sorts around here. Look how intensive that metallic is. I mean, it is literally gorgeous. Now, all I've done there is kind of show you the starting point. I'm going to start getting out and we're going to start doing some like mixy blendy backgrounds. But what I think I'll do is I'll get Joe to just take you through the colours that we've got in the set because he's got the colour charts over at his end. I want you to show them, Joe, all the different metallic ink pads. With that deal, if you go for the £40 deal, it's got all the ink pads in. You're not choosing because, trust me, you can't. If you just want to pick the gold and the silver, fair enough. Why would you not want metallic blue, metallic purple? So I'll get him to show you all the colours. I'll get ready for my first demo.
Yeah, absolutely. So all the colours that you're getting included. Do you know what else I forgot to talk about, Sarah? You have to slap me on the wrist. There's a buy one, get two free. You buy one, you get two free. I was going to say cartload, that would be a fib. Craft Vault coming up. That is tomorrow, and there's a fabulous one coming up tomorrow at the end of this show. So the ones that you order, the ones where you will go absolutely crazy for them are the buy one get two free. All the products are loaded and live now over on the website. So go into Shop the Show for the masterclass. Look out for the logos that have got a craft, the products with the Craft Vault logo on them. Now the colours that you're going to get in that Midas ink pad collection are these. So you can see just how shiny and gorgeous these are. You've got the red garnet, which is this one here, the beautiful jade green. You've got the amethyst there, which is almost like a purpley tone. And then on the next page, I do love the metallic-y ones. You've got the rose gold here, which is just beautiful, ever so classy. You've got that platinum there. And then finally, you've got the blush down here as well. It's like a rose gold, but a little bit warmer than a rose gold, I would say. And then you're also going to get the pink lace, which is a beautiful bronze sort of burnished pink colour. You've got the rose satin, which is much more pastely pink, and the blue organza. You've also got the bronze as well coming included in this collection too. £40 or $65 to get you all of those. I'm also hearing how busy the apron is. I believe we're on over 15% of the stock of the apron has gone. Don't panic, you've got time at the moment, but I think if you've already decided that you want the ink pads and the buy the show, definitely get yourself checked out sooner rather than later. But I'll keep you abreast of the situation with the apron and let you know how it goes. I know so many of you have been going for this. Of the buy the show, so the buy the show is the ink pads, the technique kit for the ink pads, the metallic markers, the techniques for the metallic markers, everything, more stuff than you can shake a pokey tool at. In 18 minutes in this show, over 10% of the stock has already sold out and gone. A lot of you making your mind up very, very quickly that you want this fabulous collection in your life. Don't forget as well, you can place your order now, and then once your stock arrives to you, the products arrive to you, you can come back to us and watch the show. It will be on the Crafters TV page of our website the whole time. Now, I'm going to take some notes. I'm going to get myself comfy and settle in, ready to see all these fabulous techniques.
Yes, because all I've done is shown you the basics of the ink pads. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do like half an hour on the ink pads, then half an hour on the pens, then half an hour on the ink pads, then half an hour on the pens. That's my plan, right? So I've just kind of introduced the ink pads. We're going to do a little bit more work on the ink pads themselves. The reason I put the deals together as I did is I know a lot of you watching will probably have the ink pads, but you might not have the pens, or you might have the pens but not the ink pads. You might have the pens and the ink pads but want to do all the techniques. That's why I put the smaller bundles on. But we had thousands of new people join us just last month alone. So that's why we've done the buy the show for those people who maybe don't have any of it, right? Now, first technique that I wanted to show you with the ink pads is how you can get these beautiful background blends. So can you see, because they're watercolour, they are going to shade together absolutely beautifully. So I've just cut myself, let's try this one here. Just cut myself a little bit of cardstock. I'm going to get that, so we've got the purple, we've got the blue. I'm going to go into the jade green afterwards there. And actually this shade in here is a shading between the blue and the jade green. So I like to pick up the ink directly from the ink pads on these. You know, you normally see me working with the glass mat. I actually like to go direct in. Look how intensive that colour is. I mean, it's just fabulous, right? Then I'm going to go in with the blue, and I'm going to blend the blue into the purple. Because they're water-based, you'll get that lovely ombre shading. That looks like my hair at the moment. The reverse ombre look that we're going. Then I'm going to get a little bit of that green in, pick up a little bit of the green. I'm going to go in with the green from the bottom, shade the green into the blue, and look how all of this is blending together. Look how super simple all of this was to do. And you've got that beautiful shading from one to the next, which will then go as a nice background on a card. And all we've done there is overstamped a few bits. Let's have a look. I'm determined to keep my mat tidy, but no wipes today, no baby wipes today. Oh no, straight out of here, and just give it. This is why you've got a microfiber cloth in your in your apron. We're just going to give it a bit of a total clean up, little bit of water on there, and then just give it a nice spritz. So we're not using a gazillion baby wipes. Just got that ready in there, right? So that's how you would do like a little bit of a background. Now you can do that same technique if you want, but through a stencil. And of course, because I'm very thoughtful and have thought of everything for you, there's a stencil in your technique pack, a brilliant stencil for this sort of technique. Now with your stencils, I like to stencil and I like to hold it in place with a little bit of spray. So if you notice, I've just put some little bits on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, should we go through just a little piece again so you can see what it's like? I'll pop that down, and actually look at this, I'm going to pop that down with a little bit of spray on the back of there so that it doesn't move, right? So that's going to stay in place. My stencil is going to go over the top and stay in place as well. So none of that's moving. And I can start and apply a little bit of purple, mixing it all together, and always come back with a little bit more. I haven't even put any more ink on these, by the way. These are still the ink that I had in from doing the other background piece. A little bit of the blue, might need a little bit more ink on there this time. And then that blue is blending beautifully with the green to create a new kind of, it's like a different shade of green, isn't it? And they'll blend beautifully together. Who would have thought green and purple would have blended so well? But look, oh, I'm loving this, Joe. Absolutely loving this. But it's so easy. What I love about ink pads is people aren't frightened of them. It's really easy to be able to create your own backgrounds, your own techniques. Don't just think of them for stamping. I'm going to do a bit of stamping next, but don't just think about ink pads as being for stamping. All right. So there's my purple, and then let's give my blue. Let's intensify the blue a little bit, right? With a bit of a blend over. And then are you ready for that massive, fantastic reveal? So we peel this off. There we have that background, and actually looks all right there, but look what happens when we take it to the light. Because it's got the metallic effect in it. In fact, have a look at this on the close-up camera. I'll tilt it towards me light. That is absolutely gorgeous, right? So that, and where's my other little one that we did? Here we go. No, that was the card. Oh, well, there's two. There it is. Just doing very simple background techniques with ink pads, right? I'm going to just going to give my mat a little bit of a wipe down, and we'll do a bit of stamping with them as well, all right? So.
Loads of love for these in the comments, Sara. Bastel says, have these, they are fabulous. Sonia's commenting about how juicy they are and she loves using them. Pam Craven says, oh, nice apron, Joe. Did you make it? I did not. It is available right now on the show. You could have your very own Crafter's Companion original. Steady, nearly did a bit of a Zoolander there. You could have your very own Crafter's Companion original apron. It's available right now. Over a quarter of the stock has gone though on the apron, just to keep you abreast of the situation. Now, also, I want to see pictures of you wearing your apron, because a lot of you in the US got them this week delivered. I'm hearing all about them from HSN. So take a picture of you. If it's you in your apron in front of the big telly, you get double brownie points for that. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you can send in those pictures. And now everyone can grab themselves one of our fabulous aprons. I'm going to keep doing the twirl. I've waited 33 years to do that. A load of love for all of these in the comments. Very busy. A lot of you going for the ink pads, but a lot of you going for the whole Buy the Show collection. 15% of the Buy the Show collection has now gone. Bearing in mind, tens of thousands of you watch these shows back after they've aired. So it's a very, very busy start to the show. And you've only shown us, I think, fair to say, a fraction, Sara, of what you've got coming for us in this masterclass.
No, we've just done one technique.
Okay.
I've just shown you one thing, right? I've just shown you one. I've got a whole masterclass planned, right? Let's do some stamping and embossing with them, and let's see how well they emboss, okay? Let's choose. There's two different types of pink, by the way, in the ink pads. There's the rose satin, which is like a vibrant, intense pink, and then there's your pink lace, which is your very subtle, dainty pink. So I'm going to go with the rose satin on this one, and I'm going to stamp my pink, and I'm going to take it out to a little bit of purple around the edges, right? So we've got, obviously, I'm so predictable, nice bit of pink and purple. Now, these are embossing ink pads. Who would have thought it? Let me show you. So if I take this and I cover this in clear embossing powder. I'm going to show you how you can get this gorgeous shine over it. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's the embossing powder's just taken to it really, really well. Now, while we're there, I think I'll emboss two at once, right? That's the clear. I want you to see what it's going to look like if you've got, that's glitter. I was thinking I had sparkle embossing powder. That would have just been awesome, wouldn't it? Well, I'll emboss my glitter one. And let's have a look. If I start doing it over here, I think you might be, I know I'm kind of spoiling your shot, but if I just angle that away without burning my fingers, can you see as that starts to turn there? No, because I'm right in the middle of you. There, you can see the difference between one half and the other. Actually, it looks really nice on the close-up one, because you can see half of the butterflies embossed and the other half is just getting done. Oh, who would have thought these ink pads were so awesome for embossing? Yes, well, if you didn't, you would now, right? So look at this, and then look at that there, how you've got that gorgeous sparkle. Now, wow. That's the pink and purple. What about if we want to give it a bit of a glow? Do you know what would look? You know what would glow well? There's like a platinumy one. Yes, rose gold. Rose gold. Who doesn't love a bit of rose gold, right? So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take the rose gold, but just put a little bit of it on, right? And I'm just going to give it a little bit of a glow around the outside with the rose gold. Oh, let's have a look at this. So a little bit of a glow just coming up around the outside with that rose gold. You know, I think it would show better on the black. Should we have a little go on the black? Because you can see that glow, a little bit of an ethereal look behind. But if we do it on the black, so he's black and oh, look at this. Look at this. Look what Joe's just brought us. He's so good. I hope this is embossing powder with glitter in it. We'll soon find out, won't we? Should we stamp that again? Look, they've let me have a nice clean a nice clean stamping mat, seeing as I keep making a mess. Should we try some different colours this time? Should we try the blue? Let's try the blue, and then let's blend the blue out to the jade green on this one. So really easy all the time to do this. All I'm doing is stamping this through. All my life, Joe, they've just told me how many how many people have ordered the complete kit. We must have a lot more new viewers than I thought we did, because I assumed this was something that a lot of people would already have, and it sounds like actually this is something that a lot of people are going for today. I thought you'd all be buying me technique kits and you'd all have the metallic ink pads. Oh, this is gonna look good, isn't it? Good news is it's definitely embossing powder, Joe. Good find, Joe. Good find. He's finding his way around this. He's finding his way around the craft room. He's absolutely getting his craft on here. Right, let's just give this a bit of a knock. Oh, yeah, a little bit of a knock off. Right, let's try the same thing. So it looked quite good for you, didn't it? When you were kind of looking from the close-up one. So I'll bring this over and we'll start melting this over so it's clear. Oh yes, we can see it going. There's that blue. I love heat embossing. So we've just got that bit of a sparkle kind of coming into place. But it's the clear sparkle, right? Oh, yes, it's the interference clear sparkle.
Wow.
Loving that.
Wow.
And then we're going to take it another level again, because we're going to get a bit of that. Was it rose gold we're using? Yes, right? So we're going to get a bit of that rose gold. And look at how different the rose gold looks on the black. Look at that. So you've got that lovely rose gold, and we're just building this up. Now imagine, Joe, how many people are going to be able to literally buy, whether it's the complete set with everything we've got, going to be able to get this home and then do all of these techniques back at home. Because once you've got the ink pads, you're sorted. You've got everything.
People ask me as well if they can use their Club Inspired discount with these deals. Absolutely, 100%. You can. If you were platinum, you get this for what, £72?
Don't talk to me about that, Joe. Don't talk to me about that. That's wonderful for all you guys out there who are platinum. It's not good for Sara when she works the maths out. And we're giving all our stuff away. But you know what, I kind of never mind when I start and hear from people everything that they've done with all this stuff and how much they're enjoying it. How gorgeous is this
Beautiful.
looking? And then all I'm going to do when I've got a bit of mess, I'm just going to whip out my my microfiber cloth. Give me a bit of a rub. No baby wipes required here today. Nice and clean. And I'm going to get right. Give me a second. I make it 12:30, Joe. And I said I was just going to do half an hour of ink pads and then half an hour of pens. So I'm just going to put my ink pads temporarily in my sexy ink pad storage tray to get the pens out.
Okay, let me just recap the ink pads for you and exactly what you're getting. A lot of you going for this now. A lot of you going for the buy the show, which I'll share with you in a second. So if you want to go for the ink pads, these are what you will receive. You'll get the pink lace, the rose satin, the blue organza. You will also get the red garnet, the jade green, the amethyst, which is that lovely purpley tone, and you'll get these, I think these are my favourite ones, the rose gold, the platinum and the blush. You'll also get the bronze included as well, £40 or $65. You've got a 15% saving if you're just going for the ink pads on their own. However, I know a lot of you will want to go for the Technique kit, which went with the ink pads as well. Now the Technique kit has the embossing folder, 2 of the acrylic stamps, 1 of the rubber stamp collections, and also the 2 stencils that you've seen Sara using included as well. So if you go for that, that's £20 if you're here in the UK, or $30 if you are in the US. And you've got a great saving on that as well. You're saving over 20% on that one. Here's everything that you get in that collection there. Now, we've also got coming up for you the metallic markers, which are just fantastic. So it's 3 packs of the metallic markers. So you're going to get in here the precious metals, you're going to get the rare minerals, and you're going to get the antique elements as well. If you go for all of these together, $23.98 is your price there. Over 30%. You're saving a third on those, which is amazing. Or $33.90 if you are in the US. Now, if you want to go for the Technique kit to go with the metallic markers, then absolutely you can. So what you've got is you've got one of our brand new layering lily stencils. Why am I really struggling with that today? You're also going to get as well 2 of our rubber stamp sets, and you're going to get an acrylic stamp set included in there, as well as that Expressions die. All of those deals on their own, individually, are absolutely fantastic. They're really, really great deals, and they're very busy all individually. However, we've got a really special deal for you if you want to buy the whole show. If you want to be able to do every single technique, every single project that's shown to you in this masterclass, then the buy the show will allow you to do that, because you will get 10 of the Midas metallic pigment ink pads included. You will get all of the Technique collection that you need included to go with those ink pads. So yes, you'll get the embossing folder, the rubber stamp, the 2 acrylic stamps, and the 2 stencils. You will then get all 18 of the metallic markers as well, in all of the different colours. So you'll get the precious metals collection, the rare minerals collection, and the antique elements. You will then get the Technique kit to go with those markers too. So you'll get both sets of the rubber stamps, you'll get the stencils, you'll get the die, and you'll get the stamp collection there as well. And when you buy it all together, the value gets even better, because this should be in the UK $138.26. However, we have taken that down to £90 for you today, and it should have been $205. However, we've taken that down to $130. You are saving over a third, and it means there's going to be so much that you can do with this whole complete collection. Now, I know that Sara is standing by to give us even more inspiration, this time with those metallic markers. Keep saying hi into the, keep saying hi in the, that was the guillotine you could hear there. Keep saying hi in the comments. I know a lot of you are going for your apron and saying how excited you are to get that. 25% of the apron's gone. Christine says the full set is $104 with the platinum discount. Just saying.
We're not supposed to be just saying that stuff around Sara. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. But you know what? Get it and enjoy it. Enjoy it. Metallics are just like the best finish ever. That's why I want to do a whole masterclass on them. Right, we've looked at the ink pads. We want to have a look at the pens. I don't even know where to start. These pens are so awesome. Right, are you ready? No, I'm not going to go for purple. I was just about to go for purple. I'm going to get a bit of blue instead. I'm good, right? I want you to see. Each one of these is double-ended, so you've got this lovely brush nib, right? And you've also got this lovely fine nib as well. So they're really nice for fine colouring detail and the brush. Look at the way the metallic pigment is evenly dispersed. In fact, you're going to have a good look on the close-up for that for me. Because look at how that pigment is evenly dispersed and you get that gorgeous sheen, whatever angle you catch it from, right? So that means if you want to do things like your brush lettering, it becomes really easy because remember you go light on the up, heavy on the down, right? Light on the up, heavy on the down. You're going to go light on the up, heavy on the down, light on the up, heavy on the down, right? And let's do that. Oh, come on, I'm going to have to do it with the purple. So if we go Joe, I'm going to go heavy on the down. Oh, Joe, I'm loving the J. And then we come light on the up, heavy on the down, light on the up. And then we go light on the up, heavy on the down, light on the up. And that, once it's starting to dry, can you see how you're getting that light bit of silver coming in there? And then on the deep upwards, it's really giving you that lovely burst of colour. Oh, Joe, I just love these. Just absolutely love them. Now, something else that's awesome about them. They've got this special drying agent inside the pen. Right? So what you've got is, you've got that pen. Let me just pick a nice, let's pick a nice, like a rose gold, right? So you've got, oh, this is called age copy, this one. So what happens is, if I put this down, it's not dry yet, which means I can come in with a little bit of water, right? And I can take that and I can watercolour with it, right? Can you see it was quite dry, so I was able to move it straight away, because what happens is, it's only wet for so long. I'm going to show you some awesome techniques with this, which also means you can put it down on your glass mat and we can pick it up with a brush and watercolour with it, so you can get them lovely kind of wispy watercolour effects. And if we water it down a lot, it becomes really subtle. So you've got some intensive and we've got some subtle. However, let me just clean up as well. Okay, this is totally novel for me, Joe, so you can tell it's not going to last long, can't you? Right? This one that we did a while back will be dry now. So what means is I can come over there with a wet paintbrush and it doesn't move. So we've just watercoloured with it, yet after a couple of minutes, it's not going to move even when we put loads of water on. You can see that's really wet, not moving at all. So it becomes permanent. And it's this special drying agent which gives it loads of extra properties, okay? So let me show you some of them properties. I can bring in, so if I show you, for example, these here. How fabulous is this look? These pens are suitable to use on glass, on acetate, on all of these different surfaces. And we've got some little glasses here, right? Do you know what I've used mine for at home? I write people's names on wine glasses. So if you put it in the dishwasher, it's going to wash off. However, if you just want it to be temporary, so let's get one of these nice intensive blues, right? So if we want to do this, right, let me just show you this. You can do these little flowers, right? Can you see when we push down, you get like a wider tip at the end. So you can do little hearts by pushing two together, or we can do little flowers by pushing them together and going all the way around. I've done a few too many petals here, but you get the idea. Can you see? So if I just do 5 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, look at my little flower, right? So we can do that now, and then there's my little heart upside down, right? So if we do some little flowers on here, I can go 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is going to look so much better on the set, Joe. I'm just totally invading the set. Should we have some pink flowers? I feel ashamed. It's a shame that you're so far away, but don't worry, I'll bring it up to the nice close-up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yes, some little blue flowers, because we've got all of the colours here. 1, oh, a bit of a bigger one. 1, 2, 3.
Have you just stolen that from the back of the set?
Yeah, I've literally just stolen it.
I mean,
just took it off the back.
Vandalism, fabulous vandalism, but vandalism all the same.
Who's going to tell me off, Joe? Because I challenge you to come and tell me off. Should we have some... oh, yes, I'm liking some grass up the bottom. Joe, this is... Come on, I'm improving the set here, right? And then because you've got that little fine edge, look, we can just draw this down. Yes, and then let's have a little leaf on. Oh, come on. Oh, my life. My pen's gone flying over there.
Loads of people already got these, Sarah. Debbie says she just bought the show. Maxine says she needs these markers. Shadiah loves writing her sentiments with them. And Rosalind says she just loves writing with these all the time, as well as doing all the fabulous things you're showing us. Beautiful.
Look at that. Doesn't it look gorgeous? But how easy was that to do? This could be a mug. This could be a little mug that you've written someone's name on. And later on in the show, I'm actually going to do that technique, second half of the show, where you do one of these dotty ones. It's a little bit hard to see because obviously it's clear glass, but it says Mum. So I'm going to show you that a little bit later. But these are absolutely fantastic. Right, so that is, I'll just return this to where it should be. We will just have this now. It'll look really pretty. Oh, there's a cactus plant. This is going to look brilliant. Right, this is it, me now. So I'm just going to literally just bring some grass up from the edge. Yes, this is looking loads better. And do you know what? If you don't like it, you can just clean it off afterwards. But if it's just for decorative purposes, it's not going to matter. So I'm quite happy in my own little world here, Joe. I'll just decorate my little cactus plant, and then I am going to come back and do some more demos with these. I promise.
Okay, I just want to quickly let everyone know how busy the metallic marker collection is. Now, remember, you're going to get 18 of the pens. Remember, they're double-ended as well, so you've got the brush one end and then the finer tip the other. So you're going to get 3 lots included. So this one here is the antique elements, and in there you've got antique pearl, vintage satin, tarnished silver. You've got the rose gold in here, the aged copper, and the ancient bronze as well. You can see all of those colours there along the side. In the next collection, which is this one here, this is the rare minerals. You've got pink quartz, red garnet, green citrine, jade green, blue topaz, and also the amethyst in there. And then finally as well, you've got the precious metals, which is this one here. You've got gold plate, gold nugget, burnished copper. You also have antique bronze, pewter, and silver ingot. Very, very busy for the markers collection. Also very, very busy for the Buy the Show and the apron too. We're having a very busy morning this morning, Sarah.
Well, that's because with them pens, Joe, you buy 2, you get 1 free. So
you
it's literally
2.
3 for the price of 2. So you buy, and it's because I couldn't, if it was me going into the shop to buy these, I wouldn't be able to choose between the 3 sets. So why should I make you choose? It's pretty much my attitude, right? So look, I'm just adding a couple of little hearts on here. So the hearts are really easy. You just go upside down, 1, 2. How easy is that? Upside down, 1, 2. And again, whenever I just bring this up and show you this, I'm loving, absolutely loving that line. So there's another one that I've just vandalised from the back of the set. I'm going to return it, but it looks so much better, right? Now, what about your card making? Because you can use these loads and loads in your card making. Now, I like them. Where's me nice new stamping mat? Here it is. Do you know, I have a feeling this isn't my nice new stamping mat. I have a feeling, because Leanne was in here last night, that Leanne brought a new stamping mat in. And now I've just accosted it and I'll be in trouble because I'll be getting it dirty. Let's have a look. Where's that lovely butterfly stamp that I was using? Let's use that special drying agent time to get a bit more from these. So let's pick some more of the colours. We've got the purple, we've got the intense purple. Let's have that lovely greeny shade. Maybe there's a bit of blue in there as well, right? Because we're just going to take it as a given that your regular metallics, you know, the gold and the silvers are going to look great. I thought, let's do something with the other metallics. So I'm going in, first of all, with the purple, right? Then I'm going to come out with the intensive pink. So I'm just blending from one straight into the next one. Oh yes, we're looking lovely. Blending those 2 shades together. Right, and then I'm going to go in from the pink. Should go from pink to blue. Yeah, go from pink to blue. And so I'm using the pens kind of as an ink pad. So you can't do the ink paddy techniques that we've done with all the ink pads, which is why you need to go for the ink pads as well. However, you can use these as a basic ink pad, and you can use the fact that it's got that longer drying agent time. Oh, we've already used purple. We're going to use green on the end, weren't we? Right. So I'm going to use the green right here. You blend the green, the blue. We're going to use the fact that we've got that drying, the special drying agent in. I know I sound really like you know, I'm being really cryptic with this drying agent. Do you want to know the actual truth? Leanne won't tell me the details of what it is because she's frightened I'll tell everybody on the telly. So I'm not allowed to know. I just know they let me call it a drying agent. Right? So I'm going to just give this a little bit of a spritz just to bring it to life. Then watch, I'm going to spray the I'm going to stamp the butterfly twice so that you can see. So there's once, and then a little bit of a spritz so that you can see what a second generation would look like. There's a second one. I actually like the second generations more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to protect my first one, and that second one, I'm going to just give it a spritz to get that ink all moving, right? So we've just got a bit of an ethereal look to all of that there, so that we're going to be able to compare the two. So you can see this is an intense one, and this is I'm going to have to use a little bit of kitchen towel just to dry that up a little bit. So I'll just pick you up and dry you up ever so slightly. Nice, I'm liking it. So you get a bit of a hint of the colour going round, and then when we give this a dry, I'll be able to show this to the camera and you'll be able to see the different effects. So this has got like a bit of a halo around it of where we've sprayed it. This one, because I've protected it, you're going to get the intense coloration. So you can see the difference between those two. Here we go.
Like saying, steady on, Joe. Sarah's going to have everything coloured at this rate. You better stop her.
Doesn't that look fantastic? Should we try it on the white as well? You can keep going with comments, Joe, as well, in case we've had any questions.
Absolutely.
So I'll recolour this up and basically do the same again. Right?
Wonderful. Debbie's saying just bought the show and also managed to get my apron. Fabulous. Leanne is watching us on YouTube. Does anyone know what the white card was that Sara used with the metallic ink pads?
Well, actually, it was Nina, but
Okay.
just because I had the Nina here, because it's nice and smooth, the Nina, I did. I used it. It's nice to blend them all with. So if you want to blend it nicely, I would definitely say the Nina. The watercolour card's lovely as well for that sort of stuff. It's a watercolour card I'm using here.
Wonderful. Mary is joining us from Tennessee. She says hi. Judy already has the markers, but doesn't have the ink pads, so she's coming back to grab those ink pads today. Debbie has already checked out, but then she's had a good think about the apron, so she's coming back in again for the apron right now. Yeah, a quarter of the apron has gone. Loads of you are commenting away. Robin saying how much she loves the halo effect as well. Bernadette talking about all the papers that she loves to use. Mary saying she loves the apron. Yes, the apron, the stock is there now live on the website. It was launched on HSN for all of our US customers, but in the UK and Europe, it's exclusively available for us on Crafters TV. Are you a bit chuffed with yourself? I can hear noises coming from over there.
I'm like, ooh, I love, even though they're metallic, and so black is where they look stunning, on the white, they're just amazing, right? So look at this like ethereal effect. So this was the first generation stamp. This was my second generation stamp. Let me just pick up all that excess water because I have got a little bit spritz happy with all of that, Joe, right? I don't want to lose my kind of ethereal feel. We'll let that one dry naturally as well. But how good does that look? And then compare that against the black where you really see that gorgeous metallic. I mean, it is just absolutely outstanding. I mean, just totally and utterly gorgeous. What? I can't decide which one's my favourite between the two. Can't decide which one's my favourite between the two.
We'll let you keep both.
Right. Well, the good news is we're just starting here. So let's do. Let's have a look. Where have I put it? Is it over there? No, it's here. It's here. Oh, I wanted to do that. Right, I'll do that. Oh, it's a good job. This is a masterclass, right? So, look what I've done. I've already stamped and embossed this. This flower is one of my all-time favourite flowers, right? So what I'm going to do is, a little bit of watercolouring. So can I just, this is going to be a little bit awkward. I'm just going to walk around because I threw my pen on the floor. So I now just have to walk all the way around my set and pick it up and walk all the way back. And I'm going to do, I've got it here. So I'm walking back. Oh dear.
There goes the TV.
There goes the TV that I've just kicked. It's all right. I'm back. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering, right? So I'm going to watercolour this. I'm going to put a little bit of the green. I'm going to put a little bit of the, let's blend the blue and the purple. A little bit of blue, a little bit of purple as well. And I'm going to watercolour with these, right? So I'm going to just get out my spritzer. I'm going to keep nice and clean as well. Are you ready? So I'm going to pick these up. So in the leaves, just a little bit here. So this is that watercolour effect. So I'm going to preserve my highlight in the middle, right? A little bit down here, just preserving the highlight down the middle. Then I'm going to come back in when the brush is not quite as wet and I haven't got the intensity of the colour on, right? So here we go, dry it off, and then there's that highlight nice and preserved in the middle, all right? Oh, you're nice and close now. You can really see what I'm up to. So clean that up there. And then when we want to blend the colours, so I'm going to just pop a little bit of water down there so I can easily pick it up. So a little bit of blue, and we're going to take the blue round here. So even though this is ink from a pen, we're blending them together, mixing the shades, blue and then the purple, and then watch you just blend them together in the middle and create that new shade. Isn't that fabulous? This is when I go quiet. You see, you've had excitable Sarah all morning, and then when I start on all my colouring, you just lose me into my own little world.
It's impressive, Sarah. They don't sort of mush and go muddy, isn't it? It's very clever. It's that
drying agent that I'm not allowed to tell you any more about, which is why she doesn't tell me any more of it. But it's really, really clever for you to be able to work with. And what I love about the metallics is they've got this gorgeous undertone. It's like it is a silver metallic underneath all of them, right? So you've got that lovely shading. And whenever you want to lighten these up, all we do is we wet it and then pick up a little bit of this colour. Look, and we can lighten the whole thing a little bit again. So really easy to do this. You could just lose me forever in this, Joe. This is me in my happy place doing my colouring. Doesn't matter what your skill level is, you can absolutely do this. You can't tell me otherwise. This is for everybody at all levels. But watercolouring with metallics.
As Sonia is saying, shut the front door. You can watercolour with these. Oh my goodness, yes, got to have them. Now, a lot of you are going for these metallic markers. The Buy the Collection is very busy. The metallic markers themselves are very busy. A lot of people asking about the stamp and where the stamp's from, Sarah.
This is in your Masterclass collection.
It is in the Masterclass collection.
It is indeed. It's a brilliant one for this technique.
Fabulous.
Yeah, that's
so the technique, it is the one then, in that case, in... Yes, so you're going to get two rubber stamps. You're getting the Decadent Flowers and the Rose Bloom, so you find it in there. A lot of you talking about how blown away you are with the demonstrations in the Masterclass, how amazing it all looks. Carlotta's asking about the apron, and will it fit a plus-size person? Absolutely, it will. I've actually got it doubled all the way back around again today, so it will absolutely go up. Shall I show you how long the things are?
Oh, I can tell you something really good about it as well, Joe. So Leanne made it, right? We have a couple of ladies in our group, let's just say, who have slightly larger bosoms. Right?
Like myself.
So, not yourself this one, but we have some ladies with some slightly larger bosoms. So what we did, and I'll just finish this one petal and then I can show you what we've done with it, right? We made it, are you ready? We made it so that this piece here is extendable. So watch, I mean, I'm gonna totally mess my mic up here and I'm gonna sound ridiculous, but can you see, this extends right out so that we could, if you've got a larger bosom, it's absolutely got space for your larger bosom in there. I'm quite a little bosomed girl, so I have mine on the tightest setting, but it's got an adjuster here for your bosom, and then it's got obviously your straps, because some people like to wrap them round and double them over. Other people like to just tie them once. Like I've got mine tied once, you had yours doubled over, and then all I'm going to do is, sorry, you're getting really close to me mic now, aren't you? And I'm going to sound really loud. I'm tightening it all back up because I like mine to sit about here so that when I'm doing my metallic, I'm not making a mess. Does that make sense? We've got
It
wire right
does.
up there
Yeah,
on
it
my
will
mic.
fit absolutely. Pretty much everyone, I think, will be able to get themselves into this, and you'll all look fabulous once you've got it on, as well as doing lots of wonderful crafting, which is what we love. That is looking beautiful, Sarah.
Oh, so and this is me now, Joe. You've had
You are well
you've
away.
Totally lost me.
We'd love you to keep sending in your pictures in. You've got any pictures that you want to share with us, stuff that you've been up to? We would love to see them. Bernadette says it is a large apron. Mary saying, yep, the apron is a one for size fits all. I love mine. Yeah, keep sending me pictures of you in your apron. I'd love to see them. I know a lot of you ordered them on HSN. We're going to leave Sarah there for a second though, because we're going to have a little look at. It's a craft vault. It's going to have to be a craft vault preview, I think, Sarah.
Well, given that you've got buy one get two free today, Joe, I think it would be rude not to give everybody a preview, because it's going to be one of them shows whereby you get to the end of the show and half of the stuff's going to have gone. And also, there's a lot of people sitting there with an apron and a big collection in their basket, waiting to see what's on Craft Vault to decide what to check out before they watch the rest of the demos. So you give them a bit of a preview. I'll get ready. We're going back to the ink pads after this.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me give you a heads up of what you've got, because the craft vault is the one you all wait for, is the one where you buy one and you get two free. And that's what you've got today. We've got some brilliant deals in the craft vault. So the first one that we've got for you is this just here now. The luxury matte mirror from the Enchanted Christmas. It is always so busy. It is gorgeous quality, 250 GSM. You think that'd be fine, wouldn't you? $9.99 for that. That'd be pretty good. You got 6 of each sheet, and you've got 4 different ones in there, so you've got 24 sheets. That's great. Not today, not in the craft vault. No, we're going to give you 2 extra free. So you're going to get the Dream Stamp and Die. And now this is a great, you can use this as a concept card and you can put it into an aperture, or you can actually just use it on its own. It's completely up to you. And talking about stamping and expanding your stamps, we're also going to give you an alphabet stamp. Now these are fantastic because it means then that you can personalise. 75 stamps in there. You're not paying for the stamps, you're not paying for the stamp and die, you're only paying for the cardstock. A lot of this one has gone already. So that is Craft Vault collection numero uno. I can only go up to about 4 and there's 6, so I don't know what we're going to do with the Spanish after we get past Quattro, but we'll see. Anyway, the next one that you've got is a fabulous set for you. So this one just here is you're paying for the Christmas. Oh, this is the shell one. Sorry, excuse me. So the next one is the one with the shell. So you're paying for this one just here, which is this wonderful. It's the Nautical Collection, the Grand Shell, $7.99. Great value for money, absolutely. Here you can see a little project that's been done with that. However, we are going to do something really special for you. So we're going to give you, included for free, one of our water reactive ink pads. Now these are amongst our most popular ink pads. There's lots that you can do with these, loads of great techniques with backgrounds and distressing that you can do with those. So really fantastic to have, considering you're not even paying for it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give you the Santa Stamp and Die as well. Now this is great because you can stamp the image here. You could use your water reactor for this if you wanted to. And then you've got the outside cutting edge, but in 2 halves. So you can have him popping out the top of your card, coming out the side, loads of different options for you with that one. So that is collection number 2. Now, number 3 is the one with the festive bow. You are gonna love this one. Let me just show you what you've got here. So you've got one of our creator cards here, and it's the one with it's the festive bow that you're receiving. And what you're gonna get here is the die. So you get the die itself, and you can cut the detail in, or you can cut the detail out. You've got the outside edge, but you've got it separated into 2 halves to give you the most amount of options. Look at some of the fantastic stuff that you're going to be able to create with this. So let me just show you. So you've got this one here. I've got this stuck together. There we are. So look at how detailed and fabulous that is, and see how it's just sat on the front of the card there as a topper, but it works beautifully. Someone's put it on a band here as well as another idea. So another great way of using it. Make tags with that will look fantastic also. Now, this is 2 for 1 craft vault. So you, of course, 2 for 1? No, it's not. It's free for 1. 3 for 1. It's a 3 for 1 craft vault. So we're also going to give you loads more value. Now we're going to give you one of our most popular acrylic stamps. This is Prosecco, Popping Prosecco. And it's all about the days, and you've got in here, basically it's just advocating that every day is a Prosecco day. Why not? And then what you're going to do, this is some of the things you're going to be able to create with it. So you can see these gorgeous cards here. They're really modern, great little thank you notelets as well. And then, I can't believe this one is in with this. We're going to give you one of our nesting dies for free in here as well. So this is the stitch edge circle that you've got here. It's worth $12.99 on its own, that. And these are a crafty essential because you can make all your different card shapes with them. You can do all of your different mats and layers, make really funky cards like this one that you can see just here. So $14.99 gets you the Create a Card die, it gets you the stamps, and it gets you the nesting dies as well. That is, as Sara would say, tremendous value for money right there. Let's pop that one down. Right, the next one is this one here. Now, the Molly Harrison one. So you're going to grab the Molly Harrison stamp. Now, there's loads that you can do on this one. These are very new as well, so I don't know how we've managed to get these on the show. So you can see what you've got here is you've got that wonderful focal point. You're going to be able to colour that in, and then you've got all of your sentiments around that as well. So you get this Molly Harrison stamp, but then we will get another one. It's the Hour of Need, which says, whenever you need me, I'll be there in a Prosecco. So you've got that one included. That's another fun stamp set for you. And you've also got one of our expressions as well. It's the one, the blessed one. Now, I love this. Let me just bring it in a bit closer to you because it's got that really great font on there. But can you see how you've got the outside edge that you remove? So you're able to sort of shadow that and inipage it. I know that's not the technical term, but you guys know what I mean. $9.99 gets you all of those. That is what you'd be paying just for the stamp. Now, the next one, this is fabulous. Our layering stamps are always so incredibly popular when we bring them to you. So how we've got this in the vault, I do not know. Well, I do know. It was a lot of nagging. This one here is your floral cascade that you've got. Let me just show you. So it's like having 4 different stamp sets in one. So if you use stamps 1 and 2, you'll get what you can see there. 2 and 3 gives you the next image. 1 and 3 gives you this image down here, and then use them all together and you get this really lovely full image there. The thing is with these, I think you can use 1, 2 and 3 individually also. So you get that included. The sort of things that you're going to be able to make with that are these beautiful elements here. Look at how gorgeous that is as a card. I mean, you pop a sentiment on that, you've got a card ready to go. Now, you're going to get my favourite flower, the lily. You're going to get the blooming lilies here. Now that is brilliant. You're going to get that free of charge, and that's been turned into a beautiful tag there, as you can see. And then also, the expressions die I just showed you a moment ago, you're going to get in this one, you're going to get love in this one. So $12.99 is what you would pay to get the layering stamp on its own. You're going to get all of it for $12.99. Let's pop that down there. Now, the next one is the last one. We're showing you these now just because I don't know if they'll all be here by the end of the show. I don't want anyone to miss them because you're all shopping ahead for them. This one here, you pay for the foil, stamp and cut die, and it is the thank you one. If you want to see more about foiling, go back to Monday's masterclass where Sara took us through 2 hours of foiling. You've got that one there. Now what you're also going to get included in here as well is you're going to get the chakra, which is this one here. Now, this is one of our wonderful Stampin' dies. Remember, you're not paying for this. You're getting it free of charge. You can use the dies individually on their own. They work beautifully. The stamp works beautifully on its own. When you put it together, you get something really special. And then what you've also got is a sentiment die with Cherish on there. Now, $14.99 gets you absolutely all of that together, which is fabulous. So don't hang about on those. If you've got one of those that you want to, that you've got your eye on, and we'll come back to it at the end. I don't know how much stock will be left. Also, what's proving very busy is the apron. And most of you as well in this masterclass going for the whole buy the show, because remember, when you buy the show, you get all the ink pads, you get all the technique that you need for the ink pads, you get the markers, and you get all of the technique product for the markers as well. It represents the best value for money in the show. We take off an extra 15% compared to buying them all individually, and you can get everything. There is nothing within this masterclass you will not be able to do if you buy the collection for £90 or $130. Don't forget, loads of you will be taking even more money off that using your Club Inspire discounts. It is very, very busy this morning. I'm going to go back to the comments. Anything you want to know, anything we've missed, any burning questions that you've got, get them into me and I'll pop them over to Sara. But for now, I'm going to hand you back because that's just hour one. We've got another whole hour of fun yet to come.
Oh yeah, we don't call them masterclasses for nothing, Joe. You know, this really is, we've just got started, right? I'm going to just dibble or dabble back into the ink pads, right? So, bit of a refresher first of all. Brilliant, just for stamping. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of them stamps, be anything but predictable. Absolutely love that one. Totally sums me up, right? Be anything but predictable. I'm going to stamp it with the blue organza. Oh, I love how nice and close you are now. You can see everything, right? So, be anything but predictable. If in doubt, I'm going to try and stamp it because I'm on the nice, I'm using my rocker blocks on the base part here. Be anything but predictable. Oh, yes, we didn't miss anything. Look how nice and shiny that is. But if we catch it quite quickly, we can also emboss over the top of it. So I'm going to use it with my lovely ink pad. No, this is not an ink pad. I'm going to use it with my lovely embossing powder. Yep, got that covered all over. And I'm going to heat emboss that now and you'll see how much more intense it... Can't put the lid on, can I not? That's not the lid, Sara. This is the lid. There we go, right? Now, if I bring in that heat gun, and what I would say is your nice fine embossing powders are brilliant for this. Because the ink's really shiny, you want the nice, there, look at that. We want the real detail embossing powder, and you can see how well that shows off. So be anything but predictable. So you can stamp with them, but then you can also stamp and emboss with them and you get that lovely finish. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this for a resist. Let me just stamp that again. I'm going to stamp it onto the black this time, but actually I'm going to do it in black embossing powder, so I guess it doesn't really matter what I stamp with because I'm going to use the black embossing powder so that we get we get a resist, and you can see how intensive these colours are. Going to be lovely to stamp with. So there's that one. We're going to do the same here and pop this on here. Now I'm being told the pens are more popular. So if people going for the individuals, the pens have been busier than what the ink pads have been. Honestly, if I was choosing, I wouldn't be able to choose between the two. So all I'm thinking is I must need to show you more techniques with the ink pads. Or it might be that more of you already have the ink pads because they're awesome ink pads and then you're just going for the pens as a top-up. But by far and above, the most popular is the by the show. Do you know, it's the first time I've thought to do this by the show, but if you guys like it and tell me, I don't mind looking at doing this sort of thing more often. It's really because we've got so many newbies coming in here and people who just need to get started with their stash straight from the off, right? So look at that. I've just used it there, black with black embossing powder. So I've just used it essentially as an embossing. Didn't matter that I used the blue one, right? Now, I'm going to put them back because what I'm going to do is show you now how we can do those lovely intensive colours. Where's my other one? Here we go. Let's blend the colours. So on the blue one, I'm not going to use blue. I'm going to use the green because that'll go well with it, and I'm going to use the amethyst. So all you would want to do is pick up a bit of that amethyst and literally blend all over the background, right? So you can see the amethyst, and then we're going to blend the amethyst into the green. But because this is a metallic, it's going to the blue in the metallic, when we give it a nice bit of a polish afterwards, the blue in the metallic is going to kind of come up trumps as it was. So can you see we blended all that background? Maybe we should have put a third colour in, but still, that's looking nice to give you the kind of idea. And then I'm going to bring in that microfiber cloth that I've got and just give that a lovely little shine. And then look, you get that. Be anything but predictable is going to stand out from there. Maybe if I'd used a lighter colour, you might have seen it a little bit better on camera. It looks brilliant for me there. So there's that one there. Let's try some of those metallic-y colours. So you've got the blush, you've got the bronze, your traditional metallics. The rose gold is a really nice traditional metallic one. And all you do with these, same sort of thing. So if you want that really intensive colour, right, you give it a blend all over in the background. So that one there is your blush. And then this one here, I know you can't see it much at the moment. Wait till I give it the polish at the end. There is your copper. Quite like the copper. In fact, yeah, bronze it's called. It's like a nice coppery colour. So there's my bronze in there. And then should we bring a bit of platinum into it? I've lost me platinum. I tell you what, how do I lose so much stuff when it's all on the table in front of us? No, it's all right. It'll turn up in a second, Joe. I've literally got stuff everywhere. Right, let's have another colour here, and I'll put my let's have a look. I'll put the rose gold in here, right, so that you can see all the kind of golds together as it was. So we use that one there. Now you can't see it much at the moment, right? However, when I bring in that microfiber cloth again and just give it a buff and a polish, look how it starts to show up. That's what you needed. You needed to polish it. Microfiber, I tell you what's changing my life, Joe. Be anything but predictable. Love that there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that onto one of my background cards. So I'm going to bring in, you know, we used that stencil earlier. I'm going to bring in that stencil, but I'm going to do a base card. So I've cut some pieces. Now, am I going black onto white or white onto black? I think I'll go white. Yeah, I'll do some white pieces, right? So, these are just a little bit too... Should we try white and black and see the difference in the two? I've lost one of my blacks, right? So we'll try the two of them and see how they look. So remember what I did before? I used the stencil spray to hold this in place, yeah? Hold that in place on the glass mat. Doesn't matter that I'm getting all sorts of stuff all over my glass mat because it's all going to stick down afterwards, right? So if I put this on here to start with, and I'm going to line up and continue this afterwards. So let's try that bronze. What's going to go nice with the bronze? I think, oh, there's my platinum. I did find it, Josie. Told you I would find it any second. We'll mix the bronze and the platinum, should we? Yes.
Carlotta saying, is the cloth available? Yes, it comes with your apron, which is amazing. Also, I'll let you clear this one up. Marianne's asking, what's Prosecco?
Oh, so Prosecco, Marianne, is the cheap man's champagne. So Prosecco is what all us cool kids in the UK drink when we're not paying for champagne, when we're being too tight to buy some champagne.
Do you know what? A controversial opinion. I actually prefer it. I find
Prosecco.
it's a bit easier to drink.
Yeah, I'm quite there too. The problem is I haven't grown up on champagne because I had a very, let's just say, a very normal working class upbringing when we certainly... Prosecco... Champagne is what we would have like on someone's 18th, for example, not an everyday occurrence in our house. So I didn't drink much of it as I was, when I say growing up, I don't mean when I was like 12, you know, I mean when I turned 18, I think we had a bottle of champagne that had to go around the 40 odd people that came to the party.
We used to have an Asti Spumante if it was a special occasion.
Special occasion,
do you remember that?
Oh, I used to love a bit of Asti Spumante. Whereas now, I can tell you now, the Prosecco craze has swept the UK like you would not believe. Right?
Gianna lives in Italy saying, Prosecco is my middle name.
Yeah. Prosecco's a lot of people's middle names at the moment with the lockdown. Well, I was telling you, wasn't I, how I... Oh no, it was this morning I was explaining to people when I was on Create and Craft. So this morning I went for a run, what was it? Monday morning, and it was bin day. So at 5:30 in the morning, I'm running around the estate and I'm like, whoa, I've never seen so many recycling bins out there with absolutely full of it was mainly all Prosecco bottles and then beer bottles as well.
See, I haven't put the recycling out for 3 weeks, so now the neighbours are really going to think that I've got an issue.
Questionable.
Yeah.
Questionable. What colour was I going to use at the end? I was going to use a little bit more of me. Just use me platinum, me bronze. Do you know what? I'm totally in love with that bronze. I think it might be, after the purple, of course, my favourite. I'm absolutely loving that bronze. And can you see, I wanted to show you how you could extend this down Oh, Joe, I can't decide which one I
Beautiful.
like more.
I love how
can't
you get a
decide.
completely different effect based on what card you put it onto.
Isn't it? And
It's
that's
like
why I
having
wanted to
double
do
the amount
both.
of colours.
Do you know what two completely different looks? This is what I would more think of for being a bronze, for being a metallic finish, because you've got that, and I love how you mix the colours, because it's got that like subtle undertone, but then you see more of the colour on the white. That's always the case with this. You see more of the colour on the white. Okay, so I've just been told the ink pads have caught back up to the pens. I thought you just needed to see a little bit more what to do with them, didn't you? People just needed the ideas. I would be using why. It's about understanding when would you use the pens, when would you use the ink pads, because I've shown you how to use the pens as ink pads. Well, that's fine if you're just stamping with them. If you want to do all these other techniques, you really want to be getting the ink pads as ink pads. For example, right? Let's just put these to one side. I'm going to have a go with the embossing folder, and I'm going to do that technique where we put the ink inside the embossing folder. So let's just use that bronze, seeing as I'm totally in love with it, right? Should we do both sides so we can see what it looks like?
Rosalind saying that she needs the stencil in her life. It is within the ink pad technique collection, Rosalind, if you want to grab it. Details are right there on your screen now. Remember, if you want to watch and shop at the same time, you can do that over on our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu, depending on where you are. A third of the stock of the apron has gone. So maybe
Joe, you weren't supposed to sell them till tonight.
I know. So I don't know. I hope, because obviously, you know, so many people watch these shows back compared to watching them live. You know, we often have tens of thousands of people watching our shows back after they've aired. So I don't know how many we'll have when we get tonight. I do know that over a third of them have gone now. What I also know is that if you're in the UK, if you're in Canada, if you're in Europe, it's exclusive to us here at Crafters TV at the moment. So definitely grab them. You're going to be the first people
You've got them all,
to get
Joe.
your hands on them. I've got all of them.
Yeah, you've got them all. So yes, they're not being launched in any shops or anywhere else in the UK because Joe's got them all.
Yeah, absolutely. I said we need something exclusive for our Crafters TV viewers, and we know how much you wanted these, so we managed to get them. Leanne was talking about it last night. She got a finger waggy email, apparently, she described it as.
Finger waggy email indeed. Right, I've just put my ink colours on there, and I was just trying to get... What I should have done, Joe, but I didn't have it to hand, was use my brayer.
Okay.
Because if I use the brayer, then what would have happened... Oh, my life, I've just realised I haven't got my Gemini machine set up. You'll have to do some talking on Joe or whatever while I just go and whip my Gemini machine up. But yes, my finger... oh, you're on about Leanne, my finger wagging email. I've lost my train of thought. I'll go and sort my Gemini out. It's just down on the floor down here. Right, I'm off.
Okay, I just want to run you through the ink pad technique again. So I was just readjusting my apron. Do you know what's quite good about these aprons as well? Any sort of problem areas that you want to hide up or disguise, they do it quite nice. I think they're actually quite flattering. Yeah. Maybe. Definitely going to wear it at home when I'm making dinner, when I'm doing the dinner. You know, I had a chili on the go last night, I ended up wearing it. Anyway, let me show you the technique kit, because a lot of you are talking about all the great stuff that's in here. So the embossing folder that you've just seen Sara using there, which she's about to use in her demo, that's included in here. You've then got your rubber stamp set. So this one is the Spring is in the Air collection. That's in there. I mean, the value you're getting here is amazing considering how much you've got. Now, you've got two of the stencils. So you've got the Forest Vine stencil, and you've also got the trellises. Don't forget, all of our stencils can be used as embossing folders as well. So absolutely something else you could do with these. And then you've got two of the acrylic stamps. So you've got Old Friends, and you've also got Little Things. All of that for £20 is amazing value. That is, of course, within the Buy the Show collection, though, which represents the best value for money, where you get even more off of everything. In there, you'll get the ink pads, you'll get the Technique collection for the ink pads, you'll also get all 18 of the markers, and then you'll get another stencil, 2 rubber stamp collections, a sentiment die, and an acrylic stamp too. Absolutely everything. Another 15% off compared to those already great individual deals as well. How much of the stock has gone here? Wow, over a quarter of a big stock has gone. I remember this deal will stay live for about 48 hours on our website or as long as we have the stock. I don't know which one it will be with this. Are you all sorted now, Sarah?
I've picked my Gemini up. We're all good. You
Fabulous.
can't see it. It's down here. But I'm just going to put it, because it's a 3D folder, I'm putting it in the normal 3D folder sandwich, right? And I'm going to send this through. I'm sending it through the Junior just because they're both on the floor. My Junior was easier to pick up than what me Gemini
I thought you were using it on the floor for a minute.
I know, that would have been really funny, wasn't it? Yes, right. Put these in. What an absolute tip I've got it. Oh, my life, this looks immense. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Wow.
Look at that. And how you get that gorgeous colour, but it's just in the background. Just in the background, that's what I love about it. Now, while there's a little bit left in, I was going to send it through another time to show you another technique, but what I'll do is I'll pop it through to show you this technique, but I'll do it with a little bit of colour. So now we're essentially getting the second generation, so we're getting the scraps that are left over on this. But what I'm going to do, and I can actually use a little bit of this left over, right, is I'm going to now paint with it. There is a nice subtle background. So can you see the difference? There was my first generation, quite intense. He's my second generation, straight out there. And actually, I'm going to have to give this a clean. Now, by the way, if you want to clean stuff and you're using your microfiber cloth, bit of stick away, going to sort the job right out. Bit of stick away into there. Use your microfiber cloth and look at how that's just cleaned up.
Oh, wonderful. Absolutely
spot on, right? And the idea is with these microfiber cloths, you can just throw them into the wash. And do you know what we did with it? Because we tried to, I'm saying the royal way here, I didn't think of this, Leanne thought of this. She put you the hook on here, but she also put you a hook at the other side, so that if you're left-handed, you just switch it onto the other side, and it just clips in there while you're ready to go. Right, there's that there. What I'm going to do is just get another piece. I love being here and having everything to hand. I'm just going to cut myself another piece and show you a different technique with the ink pads again.
Laurie's asking, Sarah, about Friday's Colour Me Happy show. Can you give us a sneak peek about what's on the show? She's already thinking about getting organised, you see. I think that's what it is.
I like it. So, yes, we're doing a Classiques Masterclass on Friday. So, get out all of your Spectrum Noir Classiques and I'm going to walk you through literally everything Classiques we're going to be doing on Friday, so it's going to be a fantastic show. Right, let's get this through one more time. This embossing folder, by the way, I've made these a little bit too big. This embossing folder is in that collection. So again, if you're going for, whether you're going for the buy the show or whether you're just going for the technique collections, basically everything that I'm teaching you, I kind of try to plan them ahead and then get all the stuff out for you to use. And I know from experience when I first started with all of this stuff, I would want, if I tried to watch someone on TV and then try to do the same sort of stuff but with things I had at home, I would then get frustrated with the results. Whereas if I could watch me and do it exactly the same, there's that one. I'm just going to emboss happy now. I'm just going to do a bit of everything, right? So I'm going to do a few, so I can show you a few different techniques. Right, we'll get you on the top there. So yes, if you can do exactly the same as me, I've lost one of my spongy applicators, but never mind. Then you want all the right gear to do it with. So here we go. There's all of my embossed pieces, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you with some of these what happens. Let's just get all cleaned up here. What happens when we're going to just apply it like you would, like our water reactive ink pads, right? So if I get a little bit of the rose gold, for example, right, just onto there, it's a little bit like a gilding wax, and it's going to give you more on the areas that are more raised up. So you can just see that there nicely. It's just kind of catching the light. This embossing folder is absolutely beautiful to do this technique with because there's so many different levels. You've got that hint of stuff in the background. You've got really three-dimensional. You've got some big curvature in all of the vines that come up. Now, I'm just doing one colour here. Not even being fancy and blending the colours together. Just doing one colour, and look how amazing that background's going to look onto there. And I mean, it looks good for you. I'm watching your screen. It looks all right. Watch what happens when we catch the light.
Whoa.
That. Now, how different, though, does that look to the background that we just did where we put it in the embossing folder? And then the other technique I wanted to show you, if I pop a little bit of this ink down, right, pop it down onto the glass mat. Glass mats are like an essential, aren't they? Let's get a little bit of purple on there as well. Let's get a little bit of the green. So we've got the colours down here, right? And I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm just going to pick them up and I'm going to paint with it as well. So you can even paint, the metallic sheen in these is off the chart. So don't have too wet of a brush because then that'll wash it out a little bit. But if you just use it and just paint ever so gently with it, looks brilliant. Do you know what I've realised? I haven't even thought to ask you, Joe.
Yeah.
Have we had any crafty questions? Because we did say we'd do a bit of a clinic, didn't we?
We did indeed. Yeah, we haven't really actually. We've had a lot of people talking about how much they love everything. Not really any burning questions. I have had one.
My demos must be so good, Joe, that
People
I've
are captivated.
preempted all the questions that people could
so.
possibly need to ask.
Lots of suggestions really on how you could use them. Debbie saying when using the embossing folder or the ink for the second generation, could you dampen some watercolour card and send it through the Gemini?
Oh, yes,
Sounds
like absolutely could.
Fantastic idea. A lot of people loving the demos. Shadaya saying you're going to have to say some of the aprons for Mrs. Chivers' shows on Thursday. Don't think that's going to happen,
Being
to be
honest, I don't think there's any chance there's going to be any of these aprons left tomorrow. And it's all of them. We can't, there's no more at the warehouse, there's no more. We literally, we brought in, the stock that we had is what we brought in at Joe's request from the excess that we had because they were only brought in for HSN. So we brought in the excess, got them sent over from obviously what spares we'd got ready for HSN, and that's what you've got. You've got all of them. So even if we were to reorder them, which we can do, we'll get them on reordered. It's going to take what? They're going to have to get made in China. You're probably going to be talking 6 months.
Wow, okay, so make sure you get them now whilst they are here in stock. Lots of you loving the Technique kits as well that have gone alongside the metallic ink pads and the metallic markers. A lot of you talking about as well how you've got some of this and you're going to grab this out from your stash and use it again. Lynn saying she's got the stencils. She's definitely going to get those out this afternoon and have a play with those. Maxine
Our job here is complete then, Joe.
Maxine saying how well I model the apron. Thank you, Maxine. And yeah, just a lot of love for all things metallic. Very, very busy for the very busy across the board actually. It's almost sort of becoming a bit of an even split between the ink pads, the markers and the buy the show. A lot of you are going through all of them. Remember, if you want the best value, then the details on your screen at the moment are for the buy the show. That is how you save the most amount of money, and if you've got that, you're going to be able to do everything that Sara told you in this masterclass. So do get that. I was just hearing how many aprons had sold and it completely knocked me off my perch. Very, very busy. I know we've got all of the stock, but over a third of the stock has now gone in this show alone. There'll be a lot of people that watch this back afterwards, so I don't know how many we'll have left by the time we get to the Craving show tonight, because double Sara today. We did together again, Sara, later.
Double Sara, yes. Well, Leanne's in all day tomorrow because it's my birthday, so I'm having the day off. So yes, so Leanne's coming in and doing double cartload preview and then cartload tomorrow. So I said, well, in that case, then I'm getting Creative Cravens. You're not having Creative Cravens chips, and it's a cracking one we've got lined up for you tonight. A brilliant short 4 o'clock. So yes, those people who've got up early to watch us in America, go and have a couple of hours kip, and then you can come back at a reasonable earthly hour and watch us.
Robin's asking if you can use the Glycerin technique with these ink pads.
Yes, do you want me to show you?
Oh, I'd love to, yeah.
Right, so the Glycerin technique, where you don't need to use the Glycerin with the ink pads, what you could do is use the Glycerin technique with the pens. So I'll just jump over and do a little bit more pennage as it was. I've got total mess going on here. Do you know what I would do with all of this though? If you've got a bit of scrap cardstock, which I always have a little bit of scrap cardstock to hand, and you've got a spritzer, which I should have lying around here somewhere, right? Don't waste this, just spritz it all up, right? And we'll pick it up with a bit of a background colour, all right? So we've just got all of that mixing. What I would say is the browns don't mix as well as what the colours do. But can you see, you're still going to get that, when that dries, you're still going to get that kind of watercoloury, it's going to have the watercoloury feel, but still going to have that metallic in the background. So I will show you that when it dries. That's also giving me a little bit of water so that we can clean this down. I'm going to get all of these ink pads just out of the way. And we'll get back into those pens. So someone was asking if you can use the glycerin technique with the pens. Have I got my glycerin here? Have I got my big tub of glycerin? Yes, it's right under here. Don't laugh at me if you... yeah, it's right under it. We've got everything to hand. It's just a case of me remembering where it all is, right? So if I pop a tiny little bit of glycerin down on here. I know a few people were asking about glycerin when I did this. A few people from the US saying, well, where on earth can I buy it in the US? Well, the great thing is you can buy it the same place I buy everything, on Amazon, and you could get a big bottle like that delivered. But if you nip it out to the pharmacy or something, it's the same stuff you use when you've got a sore throat. So it's about a pound or $1.50, $2 a bottle. So it's not expensive if you want to be picking that up. Now, are we going to do... Did we like the stencil best? On the light or the...
A lot of love for the stencil.
Oh, on the light or the dark? Let's go with the darker one again, right? I'm saying we love the stencil. I don't know where we put the stencil. Stencil's somewhere.
I've got another one if you want it.
It's somewhere in front of me. Do you know what? Actually, should we try the other stencil, Joe? You've got the other stencil. Do you want to throw
Which
me
one?
over? The other stencil, the
vines?
vines. Let's try them vines with a little bit of the glycerin. Oh, he's coming. He's got his stencil on its way. Here it comes. Incoming stencil. Right. So all I'm doing is a little bit of a spritz all over the background, and I'm really liking when I'm taking my stencil off the card. So that stencil's 6x6. So if I do this 5x5, I know it's going to be just slightly smaller than the stencil that we're using here, right? So bit of a spritz on here again. Hold my cardstock in place. Let's have a look. I'll put it right in the middle. There we go, right in the middle for you. And then I'm going to put my stencil over the top. So we're just going to stencil this now, and we're going to pop a bit of pop a bit of glycerin onto our... I'm just going to work it in. So I'm only taking a little bit and really working it into here. And then with the vines, I think we'll go with the green again. So we'll go with the green marker. And then should we mix the green with the pink? Yeah, right. So if I put the green down, just paint it down, and I'm going to pick that up onto my tube. Because we work the glycerin in, it now means that we can use that to get our glycerin to get our ink. It increases the open time on the ink. So can you see I've got the glycerin worked in, I'm picking up the metallic green, and I'm just using it through here. So this is with the markers. Now, honestly, you're gonna be able to mix and use... I would say some techniques are better with the ink pad. See, this was a lot easier with the ink pad, but I wanted you to see that you could do it with the glycerin as well. If I pop the little bit of the pink down, right, taking this, working the glycerin into it, so just a little amount, and it just allows you an increased open time when we pick up that, and then we blend this in. And because I'm doing it on the black, it's very subtle. I'll do the same as before, and I'll show you it on the black and also on the white so that you can see the two different colours. But you can absolutely do stenciling through all of your stencils, not just the ones we've got on here. It's going to look brilliant with all different stencils, this, and it's going to give you a much more subtle effect than if you did it. Oh, if we lift this off, I've stuck you a bit hard. In fact, look at that. I didn't wait for my stick and spray to dry, but look at that. So you can see there with the glycerin, it's a much more subtle effect that you are getting. Do you want me to show you the difference if we do this on the... let's have a look. If I get another little bit of black, and we do the ink pad, but then also a little bit of white. So if I put this onto the white now. So let's imagine we're just going to do down the corner. This is a nice card, and we're doing down the corner of a card, okay? I've got the glycerin already worked into the tool. So I just need to pick up more of this, and then I've got that lovely green kind of coming in. You can't half see the difference on the white now, right? And then a little bit more of the pink. I'm going to pick up a little bit more colour. So, oh, that's the thin end. We're going to pick up a little bit from the thicker end, work it into that tool, and then this is going to work in. We're going to blend the two shades together, right? So if you just want a little bit of a hint of, and then we can blend that right out to almost nothing, to just a really subtle feel. Missed a little bit on the corner, and then look at the difference when we take that on a bit of white. Isn't that lovely? That. And then there's the white and the black as a comparison.
Would look lovely as a scrapbook page, wouldn't it, in the background for that?
Yes. That stencil, I've ruined your pack shot, but that stencil
I've got the packaging,
looks You've got the packaging. Nobody will ever know the stencil isn't in there. Right, I did promise you with those pens, I was going to show you that dotty technique, didn't I? Right? So this is the one that we're going to copy. This is where I took my inspiration from. Do you know what I found, Joe? I brought some of these in the other day. It's my, can you see? It's what do you call them? They're like prawn cocktail glasses. And what I've done is I've just cut out the letters for Sara. I've just printed them out, chose a nice font that I liked on the computer, just on Microsoft Word, printed them out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pens. So I think we'll do this with all of our plainer colours. So should we do it with we'll get the silver, the gold, the bronze, and maybe a little bit of black. So all I'm going to do is with my, should I go with no, I'll go with the thicker end or whatever, right? And I'm just doing dots, but you do them just slightly over the edge as well. It's like, I did a project with the kids like this, Joe, and we did a Father's Day card, but you do need to do a lot of dots.
Okay.
So you leave me dotting.
You dot away.
As long as they can watch me dotting, you can do all of your, you can do everybody, keeping everybody up to date.
Well, June, I think she's loving the show. Her dog's not so much. She says, I had to turn you up, Sarah. My dog's snoring was getting quite loud. I don't think the dogs are crafters. I think the dogs have tuned out. You can see Sarah dotting away there on top of the screen. Lots of people talking about the glycerin technique where you can get it. People saying they've got it in places like Walmart or Amazon or their chemist or pharmacy. So definitely grab that there. I just want to remind you on some of the busiest items in the show. It's pretty even actually across the board, but the markers that you're seeing at the moment, super busy on those. These ones here, you get 3 collections altogether. Now the thing is with these, you've got 6 markers in each collection, but you've got 2 ends on each marker. So in this one, which is the antique elements, you're going to get the antique pearl, the vintage satin, the tarnished silver, the rose gold and the aged copper, and also the ancient bronze in there. So you get all of those together, which is fantastic. In the next one, which is our rare minerals, you're going to get the pink quartz, the red garnet, green citrine, jade green, blue topaz, and the amethyst. And then finally in the metallics, the precious metals, in this one you're going to get gold plate, gold nugget, burnished copper, antique bronze, pewter, and the silver ingot as well. So you can get all of those for $23.98, which is amazing when you consider that they should be $35.97 in the UK. So you've got a fantastic saving on those. Now the ink pads, very busy on the ink pads too. I think the reason more of you going for the markers, I think more of you already had the ink pads. By speaking to the you guys in the comments, it seems like a lot of you already had them. Although the buy the collection is also very busy. In the ink pads, you're going to get the rose gold, the platinum, and the blush. You're also going to get in here the pink lace, the red satin, the blue organza. And then you're getting the red garnet, the jade green, and the amethyst. You're also going to get the bronze as well in there. So you get 10 ink pads for £40 or $65, which is great value. However, if you want to go for the markers, you want to go for the ink pads, you want to go for the ink pad technique collection as well. And in there, you're getting an embossing folder, a rubber stamp collection, 2 acrylic stamps and 2 of the stencils. You'd also get the markers that I showed you, and then the marker technique collection. In there, you're going to get the stencil, 2 rubber stamp collections, the acrylic stamp, and also the die. Now, you get everything basically. Everything that you've seen Sara do in this show, pretty much you're going to be able to buy when you've got this collection. And the price is amazing. As well as having all the savings on the individual items, we've taken an extra 15% off when you buy them all together. £90 if you're in the UK, $130 if you are in the US. Now, the apron is super busy. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this. We talked about it this morning on social media. We've been teasing it all week. 40% of the apron has sold out and gone. A lot of people have this in their basket waiting to check out as well. So once everyone checks out, I think we'll be well over half the stock gone for the later show. It was actually meant to just be on the later show. The stock we have is all the stock. We can't get you any more. You weren't meant to have it anyway in the first place, to be honest. It was only meant to be for HSN, but I said it'd be great if we could get the last of the remaining stock exclusively for our Crafters TV customers, and that is exactly what we've done. £20. It is a great size as well. It extends right out. Shall I show you what Sara showed you with the thing? I mean, I've got a fairly full bosom as it is, but let me show you how you can extend this out. Sara managed to do it a lot more delicately than I do. Well,
I'm having to watch me dots, but I'm dying to look up and see what it looks like when you're.
Oh, I'll show you this later. Oh, there we go. That's. I'm going the wrong way. No wonder it's getting tighter. There you can go. So you can see how it is. I was just making it tight. Sounded like I was underwater, didn't it? But the other great thing about it, I can't often get these all the way around and doubled up. With this one, you can. Let me show you how long these straps are. So you can get that all the way around, which is fabulous. Grab it whilst we've got it, because I'd hate for it to sell out and you not get it. And it's available in stock now. And you get the little cloth that I can see Sara's using to clean up with.
I am. I'm trying to keep organised, Joe, and I've got no excuse not to with my little cloth in there. Now, have you seen? I've sat and done all the dots while you were chit chatting, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to try. Oh, do you know my pokey tool would be brilliant for this? Here's my pokey tool, and so I'm just going to lift these off. So they were just stuck down with stick and spray beforehand, and I stuck them right at the start of the show. So there is my S. Now, can I just disclaimer here, these are not designed to go, they're not permanent, so they're not going to go in the dishwasher, right? But really nice. I'm going to use this to decorate the back of the set, seeing as I've totally stolen a few of the other bits and done my own thing with them. So we'll use this on the back of the set, but then also I just think how nice if you were having like a dinner party and you could personalise everyone's bowls, but you're not worried about using all your best crockery and having it being permanent then with people's names, because you could actually be using all of these. You could try using these when someone's coming around for the party, and then put them in the dishwasher and it'll wash up afterwards. Isn't that fantastic? So that's that great. There, I'm pretty chuffed with that, Joe, not going to lie.
Oh,
that there
amazing.
Is going to go quite nice on the back. Pride of place.
It's quite a collection.
Move aside, young cactus. That's going to look lovely.
That looks fantastic. Loads of you loving this technique. A lot of you talking about using all the things in your stash that you already have as well. A lot of you talking about getting the all your different stencils out. Sabine said, when comes the mug? Watch this space. I didn't think we were going to be able to get you the mug, and then Leanne was here yesterday, and she kind of left it a bit open-ended. So who knows? I mean, we had to work very hard to get the apron. So I'm not sure I've got the fight left in me for the mug, but I'll do my very best for you. We'll see what happens. A lot of people saying how much you love this. A lot of people talking about stencils that they got in the subscription boxes that they're going to use now with these. Maureen's asking, Stacey, does the ink wash off glass when you wash it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does indeed.
So just keep it decorative and you'll be absolutely fine. Sharon says she just bought the whole show. She's really excited to get it home and try it. A lot of you talking as well still about the Glycerin technique too. We've got another whole show. I know we're nearly coming towards the end of this show. I also just need to let you know the Craft Vault products in the Craft Vault, they're already bundled together. So when you buy one, you get all three of them. You don't need to add 3 into your basket or anything along those lines. So just click on the one you want. They're listed 1 to 6. There's a whole Craft Vault section coming up again in the next sort of 5 or 10 minutes. So we'll run you through all of that again. Remember, the best way to get the best value in this show is to go for that whole collection. Don't worry as well about remembering everything you're seeing in this masterclass. You can get your order in now, and when your product turns up, you can then go back and you can watch this show back at any point over on our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. Click the Crafters TV button in the top right hand corner and you'll be able to see a whole bank of shows, literally going back for pretty much everything we bring to you lives almost indefinitely there on the website, so make sure you get yourself over there. Sarah, you got anything else you fancy showing?
Oh yes, I have. I've actually already started, Joe. And I think that's really important to know. What I want you to do is, I want you to be able to buy this stuff. And I know sometimes, especially to the US, the couriers are taking a little bit longer than normal. But I want you to be able to buy everything, come back and then re-watch the show with all the awesome stuff that you've bought. Because the whole idea is, this is an educational show. So I'm trying to teach you all this stuff so that you can then come back and do it. So I don't want you to forget about it when it arrives back. Now, can you see this? What I'm doing here, I've stamped and embossed. I already started. Sorry, Joe. You were chit-chatting. I just stamped and embossed with a bit of that black, you know, the black embossing powder that we had that I've subsequently lost. This stamp is in your collection, Joe. So I've stamped and embossed it, and then I'm doing, this is the flat side. I'm going over top of this part here. So you see how easy this is to do. I'm using my wider ones. Can you see? I'm using the wider ones to give me these background pieces. And that's just looking lovely. And then I'm going to use the pinks on the edges. And the brush nibs are brilliant for the wide open spaces like that. The fine nibs are brilliant for getting in. So can you see, I just switch to that fine nib end to get right in there then. And then I can do the same with the pink. I can come in here with my little fine nib and just paint into all these fine pieces. And I'm kind of using the embossed, I'm using the raised side of the embossing to give me that, like an edge to colour up to. I've kind of made my own colouring book, right? So I've given me the edge to colour up to. And then you see, when you look at it from the reverse, in on the close-up there, you can see how you've got all of that lovely detail. All right, so I'm going to go back in with the lovely green again here. So look how nice, just really bringing all this together with the ribbons. Doesn't matter if you go over the lines, because on the other side, the line's going to be really, really fine. And you see, so it's coming in nice. And here we go, a little bit on here. So if you're sitting on the fence, if you've got that sore bottom moment, right, and you can't decide whether you're going for the pens or the ink pads, all I would say is, if you're having to choose, if you're having to make a choice today, am I a pen kind of gal or am I an ink pad kind of gal? Or Guy, because I know Stan will be watching. Isn't that right, Stan? I can't think of any other guys we get watching. Can you think of any other guys? Jeff watches, doesn't he? Of course, there's Jeff. Do you know, I love seeing all the... it feels like a bit of a family now, these shows. It's nice to see the same people coming in every day. We look forward to seeing you or hearing from you in just the same way that you're always looking forward to watching us. Or Steve's always watching as well. Do you know what? We are getting a lot more bloke crafters. What I want to know is how many of you out there where we've got like husband and wife teams. I love it when you see husband and wives doing crafts together. When we do our Craftaganza event, Joe, we have a couple of
have you managed to get Simon crafting with you yet?
No, not at all. Not at all. He gets totally fed up. He did a little bit of colouring in a couple of weeks ago when I did a colouring show, and I wanted him to do some colouring in with the kids, part of my show. But I tell you what, I love him to bits. He's not cut out for telly. we went to him live, and I said, "What are you doing?" Yeah, we're colouring in. Yep, it's lovely to colour in. Yeah, great, lovely colouring in. Okay, how are you getting on? Yeah, we're colouring in. And I'm like, oh, my life. But you can tell he's had a life of not being able to get a word in edgeways. You can imagine what it would be like living with me, can't you? So he's had a whole life of that, and so he wasn't used to it when I said, you tell us a little bit there, Joe. Someone said the other day, we'll have to see if we can get Simon on the show. I said, absolutely not a chance. He does a lovely job sitting up in his office. I always joke and say to the Ivory Towers, just running the company, keeping everything right. Actually, there might be a lot of people out there watching that don't know that. We're a husband and wife team. Simon, my better half, as he likes to be known, he does all the important stuff as he likes to do. So whereas I'm promising you here that we can do these prices and we can get this shipped out or whatever, he's the one that makes sure all of that happens. So it does work well. I promise the world on a stick, and he has to go and deliver it. And it's always been quite a nice setup. So look at this, Joe. I'm in my own little world. What I would say is, if you're on the fence, make sure you definitely get the metallic pens. If you haven't already got our metallic pens, they're the ones that you really can't manage without, especially with all of the colouring that we're doing at the moment, right? And then what I would say is, if you do a lot of techniques, we're selling so many ink pads at the moment, it's absolutely crazy. If you're a technique kind of person, then them ink pads are going to give you so many more options, right? So the pens are nice for, like I'm just doing a nice bit of relaxing colouring, but the ink pads are all about all those techniques. Now look at that, I've coloured all of that in. How spectacular. Let me show you it on the black. There it is on the black. And should we have a little look at it on the white as well? There it is on the white. Oh yes. And then I really like it used in the front of a card. That's been done, so you've got the aperture from the card, and it's just coloured on the back, but you see that perfect outline from the front. And then here's these little hearts. Can you remember how you do the little hearts? I will show you them again. Let's get a little bit of that black card in. We'll go on the back of here. So if you're doing the hearts, all you're doing, upside down you do them, and you do a tiny little point and a wider edge, right? So there's your little hearts. I'll see if you can get in a little bit closer, and I can show you a little bit more of the hearts, right? And then if you're wanting to do the flowers, it's exactly the same, but you're just doing there. Come on, let's do a couple more hearts. There's your lovely heart in the purple, right? Let's get a nice bright colour. Let's get a green for the flower, right? So you're just going to go dot round, and you're basically going to, I like to turn the cardstock, however many petals you want, you just do that many dots. So there's a big flower, or if you're just doing a little one, need bigger than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is my little flower. And then you can do the little flower, you can draw a little stem on it, and then you can do another little leaf as it goes out. And they're really easy, and I obviously did all of them on the cactus pots. Now, before we go to Joe's Craft Vault, just going to show you a couple of samples as a reminder of all of the things that you're going to be doing when you get these home. So, with your metallic ink pads, you're going to be stamping and getting this lovely metallic effect in the background. You can also just be doing big, long, open bits with that lovely metallic sheen. You can be using your pens to colour in the detail and your ink pads to give that lovely earthy background to it. If you use your pens to stamp with, don't forget to do that spritz, like the one that I showed you live on the show. How fabulous does that look now it's had a chance to dry? You're going to be doing, let's have a look, you can be doing your little flicked backgrounds on there with your colouring in. You can be colouring in detail here. We can be doing lots of stamping directly with either the pens or the ink pads. You can be using your, you can be don't forget that watercolouring. Where's the one that I watercoloured? I've lost it. I've sent it flying. We did some lovely watercolouring before, and it's fabulous to do all of your watercolour effects with. So even if it's just a little bit of colouring, these will look absolutely spectacular when you work through them, because everyone's got that lovely metallic sheen to it. And don't forget, with those embossing folders, all those techniques you're going to be doing where we were putting the ink. Let's have a reminder what we did. We've got the ink around the background. We had it where we put the ink into the folder there. We had the ones where we did the ink as a kind of wash background. You're going to stamp and emboss with them. So that's the one where we stamped and embossed, and stamped and embossed with the clear sparkle. We did the stamp and emboss, and then we did the wash all over, remember, with the background. We did the stamping. That was the first generation stamp and the second generation stamp there. How fabulous do they look? Don't forget all of the backgrounds that we did, the brush lettering. The pens are perfect for brush lettering. Everything we did on the glass. So we did the little, here's my little cactus plant that we did, and we drew onto there. I did have, this is one of the samples that we had on the show, looks amazing, little milk pot. And actually, I didn't even get a chance to show you, but you can colour onto candles in exactly the same way that we coloured onto glass. You can colour onto candles, and then do that lovely dotty technique that I did with the lovely Sara one. We're going to be keeping this pride of place in the back of the set. Look at that. So if I just put behind, you can see we've got Sara there. So loads of different techniques, loads you can do with watercolour. If in doubt, if you don't have the ink pads or the pens, there's no doubt about it. You have to buy the show and go for the complete collection. If you have the ink pads or the pens, just get yourself that little technique bundle so that you've got everything to do all the techniques that I just did to get you started. Or if you've got one set but not the other, you can go for just the pens on a 3 for 2, or you can go for just the ink pads on that fantastic bumper mega deal with a huge saving on it. So we've got something at every budget, no matter where you're at. Now, I do need to announce who was watching the show yesterday morning and we made the lovely bag. All of those of you that weren't, you need to join us on a Tuesday. It's when we do our sewing. I taught everybody. Let's have a look. We made this bag. I would say we made it from scratch. We made it more or less from scratch on the show. I'd just done a little bit of prep work the night before, but we did the zip. We did the lining on the inside. I showed you how to put the gussets in. We learned how to do the strap. We learned Sarah's cheat way of putting the zips in. So this bag that we made, we have a winner. June Woodhouse. June, I hope you're watching today. Let us know if you are. June, you've won my bag. I'm absolutely gutted to part with it, but I'm really excited that you've got it. June, I just need you to email prizes@crafterscompanion.com and we'll get my little bag sent out to you in the post. But the rule is you have to send me a picture of you wearing it. I want to see it being put to good use. Don't quite look at the seams in too much detail or take up close pictures of them, but in theory, right? Now, it's one of the biggest craft faults we've ever had, and everybody's been absolutely loving it because it's buy one, get 2 things free. Buy one, you get 2 free, as me and Joe would say. Let's have a little look. Joe's going to go in Craft Vault.
It is craft vault time, and this is the one that you all wait for, the big craft vaults we do with the buy one get 2 free. I'm not allowed to do them very often, I'm afraid. We always have great deals for you in the craft vault. However, today they are exceptional. So let's get right in. So we've got for you some of this gorgeous luxury matte mirror card firstly. Now you're going to get 6 sheets of each colour here, so you get 24 sheets in total. Now to get this for $9.99 would be fantastic anyway. However, you get so much more. Let me just show you what you've got here. So you've got that gorgeous purple, you've got the wonderful, lovely, that black, a black matte mirror is not something we see very often, the lovely blue, and then the silvers in there as well. So normally $9.99 to get that on its own, and that is brilliant. However, what we've also got for you, completely free of charge, you're going to get the alphabet stamps included, which are great because these means you can personalise all of your different projects that you have, and you're also going to get the stamp and die included. Now you can either use this as a concept, you can cut an aperture, or you can actually just use this to layer up as well. You can use this beautifully as an edgeable too if you want to. $9.99 or $12.95 gets you that. Remember, you're going to get all the card stock, you're going to get those stamp and dies and the stamps. Now this is the most popular collection. You don't need to put you don't need to put 3 of these in your basket. It's called, the details on your screen there, collection, Crafts Companion Craft Vault Collection 1. As long as you've got that in your basket, you get all 3 items there from it. Right, the next one that we've got for you is the shell. Now the grand shell is what you will pay for in this collection. So £7.99, you'll be able to make fabulous little projects like this. It's great for scrapbooks, great for holiday memories, box frames are all wonderful with this. However, what we're also going to give you free of charge, we're going to give you a free water reactive ink pad. I make my own words up as I go along here. Now this one is the smoke plume that you've got here. This is core stock, so to be able to give this away in a craft vault, again, pretty unheard of. And then we're going to give you another fabulous stamp and die for a concept card in here. Now this is the Santa Claus one, or just Santa. And what you've got here is the stamp. So if you want to use a stamp on its own, fabulous, as you can see just here. Then what you can either do is you can cut him out off the edge, or you can cut him all the way out. So it gives you loads of different ways of using it. I think that would make great tags as well, if you wanted to use that for tags at Christmas. Just something else that you could do with it. $7.99. Well, the ink pad should be $4.99 as well. You're getting that for free, and you get that for free when you buy the grand shell from the Nautical collection. Fabulous value for money there. Now the next one we've got for you is our Festive Bow Creator card. £14.99 is what this should cost you. And it's fantastic because what you've got is the ability to cut the detail in. You can remove the outside edge when you do that. You can use half an edge, so you can have it coming over the top like an edgeable, or you can cut it all the way out. Again, by removing the outside edge in 2 pieces, it gives you the most amount of craftability. You can make fantastic card projects such as this one. So it's been used to sort of over the edge there, but as a topper almost. And another great card that's been used here, doing it in the same kind of way, but this one, it's been used as a let me open this up to be able to show you. It's been used, see how it's been cut there. It's an easel card, I think that's what it's called, yeah. But you can see how that's been cut there, using it to create your own card shape, which is fantastic. So a great way of using it. If you were getting that on its own for $14.99, you would be chuffed. However, you're going to get so much more. We're going to give you popping Prosecco. You're going to get this included. It's going to allow you to make lovely little cards such as this. I love this one here that's been made. So you can see the stamp there that's going to allow you to stamp out that imagery. Then what we're giving you, I can't believe you're getting these for free. We're going to give you some of our nesting dies. Again, these are absolutely an essential. This is the stitch edge circle that you've got just here, and this allows you to create loads of your own card, blank shape cards, twisted easel cards. All of them can be done with these card shapes. But look at what you've got here is the ability to do perfect mats and layers every single time and create really funky concept cards using this. So that is collection number 3, gets you all of that. Now the next one we've got for you is the Molly Harrison. Now the Molly Harrison stamps are really quite new, so I was surprised when they agreed to let me have these in the craft fold. Let me just show you here what you're getting. So you can see everything there. You've got your focal point. If you been getting your colouring mediums lately, if you're going to join us for Classiques on Friday, this would be great to colour up. You've also then got as well all of your sentiments in there too. You're also going to get as well, oh, I've mixed them up now. Oh, I don't know what I'm getting. Oh, here it is, I found it. You're also going to get, whenever you need me, I'll be there in a Prosecco. So that's one of the stamp sets. You're not going to get that. You're not paying for that one. And we're also going to give you one of our lovely sentiment dies, again with the outside edge removed. You're going to get blessed in that one. Buy one, you get 2 free in that combination. Remember, all you need to do is make sure you've got Craft Folk Collection 4 in your basket. Now the next one, Collection 5, this one is really busy as well. The background layering stamp, because these give you so many different effects within one stamp collection. So if you use 1 and 2, you get this. 2 and 3 gives you this. 1 and 3 gives you this, and 1, 2 and 3 gives you this. However, I think 1, 2 and 3 individually also work really well too. So you can get that. It's going to allow you to create beautiful projects such as this. And look, with a bit of mirror card in there, a little bit of heat embossing, you've got something really stunning and fabulous. That's a project good to go. You're then going to get as well, which you're not paying for, you're going to get this beautiful lilies die in there. So this is going to allow you to create lovely things such as this. It's a really substantial size die. Let me just turn it around for you so you can see just how big that is as well. So it's a really nice size on that. And then another one of the expression dies, this one is Love that you've got here. And I love with these, no pun intended, how you can separate it out. So the outside edge, you can really layer that. I wasn't say layer it up, layer it in almost. Not, I always get this confused. I just call it in-etage and out-etage. I'm sure you know what I mean by that. You know when you it's called invapage. It's very complicated for my brain. Out-etage and in-etage, I think it just does, it sounds, we all know where we are with that, don't we? $12.99 gets you collection number 5. One more to share with you as well. Loads of you still commenting along, letting me know what you are buying. Matte Mirror Black cardstock. Well, you can get the Matte Mirror Black cardstock right now. Who is it that said that? Cassandra. By going for it in that collection. If you want to go for this one, now this one here is one of our radiating foil stamp and cut dies. So you foil it first, you then have the die that's going to allow you to cut this out. If you want more inspiration about our Gemini foil press, there was a 2-hour masterclass on Monday morning with myself and Sara, so you can definitely go back and find that. You're going to get another one of the sentiment dies. This one is going to be the Cherish one that you're looking at here. Remember, you're not paying for that, and you're also not paying for one of our most popular Stampin' dies. This was a whole collection. This one is the Chakra. You can use the stamp on its own, it works beautifully. The dies on their own work beautifully, especially when they're cut out of different colours of cardstock, or layer them all up together and you get this really fabulous result that you can see right here. All you're paying for in here is the foil stamp and cut die. You're going to get the Stampin' die and the die completely free of charge. $14.99 or $19.95. Well, that was my craft vault for today. There's loads more still to come. Oh, don't forget about the apron. The stock is there now, live on the website. I know we're probably on our way to half the stock, having sold out and gone just in this first show. It is brand new today. There's so many pockets. Honestly, I'm finding pockets I didn't even know existed. As the show goes on, so make sure you get this in your basket. I'll be back in a few hours. Myself and Sara, Creative Cravings, are great for you to learn, us all to learn together. It's a real sort of an open forum, if you will, for new crafters or people that want to try a new type of craft for the first time. So make sure you join us for that. Double cartload tomorrow with Leanne, and then Colour Me Happy also will be here on Friday with myself and Sara. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you back here in a few hours. Take care.